play? Come to our yard. New Thought Media Network spotlights you. Saturdays at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, Spirit Says Sing. Our stage is open for musicians, singers and speakers, visual artists. Shine with us live. It's easy, just click the link in the comments and be ready to soar. Spirit Says Sing. Saturdays at 6, right here on New Thought Media Network.
New Thought Media Network is proud to present Cosmic Prayers, your weekly shift, Mondays at 11 Mountain Time, with your host, Laura Topper. The Cosmic Prayers, live from the UK. And now, here she is, Laura Topper.
Hi, and welcome to the Cosmic Prayer. Wherever you are in the world, whoever you are welcome. I am so excited to be here today. It's Monday, 5 o'clock here in the UK and 10 a.m. Mountain Time, which I know is an hour earlier than we have been broadcasting for the past few months. This is our new time here. So remember to make a note of this new time, because this is the time when we get to meet the most incredible guests every single week to discuss prayer, to understand the concept of prayer, and to learn more of how we can use prayer for our lives in a practical way. And so New Thought Media is all about inspiring you, the viewer, to using spiritual practices so that you can really live your greatest experience of life. And that is why I'm here. So welcome to everybody that's here. Kevia, brilliant. Welcome here. I've just been reading about you. And Robin, welcome to the Cosmic Prayer. So this week we have an amazing guest. He is such an interesting and vital part of spiritual leadership. He is a reverend and pastor, and he has his own church and center in Baltimore, from which he ministers to many people, sharing his message, his knowledge, his inspiration as a minister and also as a singer and songwriter, New Thought singer and songwriter. So we are really blessed and really humbled and grateful to welcome Reverend Adrian Moore onto the Cosmic Prayer. Welcome. Thank you for being here and shining your light today on New Thought Media Network.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful to be here.
It's a blessing. It's amazing. And I've been following you and the work that you're doing, and I'm really inspired, and I love the songs that you create and the message that you have, and learning more about your center, which is an online ministry really, but I know that you're going back into sharing from your physical building, which must be really exciting for you to be doing that now.
Yes. We're really excited. The first Sunday in May is when we will be offering a first Sunday physical gathering experience for the community. We'll continue online, but we just felt impressed to open back up for the first Sunday of the month, starting the first Sunday in May. Yeah, so we're excited. Yeah,
fantastic. So you know why you're here. It's all about prayer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and you're, we're really interested here on the Cosmic Prayer to understand and learn more about prayer and how we can really use this amazing technology spiritual
Yeah,
technology for our
I
lives,
love
and
that.
sharing that with the viewers who may be used to using prayer, or maybe it's, you know, the first time, or maybe they've used it and then don't take advantage of this incredible tool that we have. And so as a reminder, you know, let's share about you, talk about you, and how you, you know, how you came into this, and how
Absolutely.
prayer is affecting and has affected your life, and
Sure.
demonstrations that have happened for you.
Absolutely. 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 Well, in our philosophy is a new thought philosophy we call principles of conscious living. Principles of conscious living is comprised of 5 key principles: the principle of divine union, the principle of divine nature, thirdly, the principle of visualization, and then the principle of prayer and the principle of power. So the principle of prayer we define as this: it is the practice of affirming in thoughts, in our feelings, and in our words the good that we desire to be, do, and have. And I recognize that prayer is always going on. There's a psalm in the Bible that says, "Let my prayer come before thee as incense." And we see that incense symbolic of the constant aroma, the rising of an aroma of our very being, what we're thinking and feeling. It's constantly being omitted into the atmosphere. That which we are consciously aware of is always being emitted. So I believe that the practice of prayer invites us into a fellowship with our very intention, that causes that intention to be manifest as we are focused on what it is that we want to be, do, and have.
Oh, I love, there's so much in there to talk about.
Yeah.
I love that you say this is our intention, and is kind of the atmosphere of who we are is the practice
Yes.
of prayer.
Yes.
And what we are intending, even in our subconsciously, we're not fully aware always of what we're intending, though, are we?
Right.
Don't we?
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
that would be the other 4 pieces of your conscious living vision, I suppose. The principles, the union, nature, visualization, prayer, and power.
And power.
To use
Yes.
all of this together to know that it's a process.
Yes. Absolutely. Yes. I didn't want to interrupt you. I'm sorry. We're on a roll.
Okay,
I know. Go ahead.
yeah. It's fine. It's cosmic prayer.
Yes. Yeah. And I'll say that, while prayer has always been a personal practice, my relationship to the practice became more intentional and intensified over probably the last 2 to 3 months. Now, while I'm an ordained New Thought minister, practitioner, and licensed, I understand, as we already stated, that prayer is always going on. But I think that something else happens when we intentionalize our practice, when we further intentionalize our practice by setting a time. Now, while I know that I'm always aware of good, I'm always aware of God, I'm always aware of love, but everyday life, as soon as your feet hit the floor, life is like, hey, life is right there, asking of you, wanting of you, requiring of you. And so I decided that, okay, wait a minute. After going through some challenges and dealing with some things, I decided to put things on pause and to intentionalize my prayer practice by setting and establishing a set time. And when I did that, I've committed myself to that set time, in addition to always being aware. But what it did, it raised my conscious awareness of my connection to life, my connection to good, my connection to God, my connection to the world in the positive sense. And it made me more, I felt myself becoming more sensitive. I started thinking about what I'm saying more. The way people felt began to matter more, not in a way that it dictated what I did, but there's something to be said. That's prayer, being consciously, positively aware of others, being in the space with others and having an inner knowing that they're all right. Having an inner knowing that love is alive in them, whether they know it or not, whether they're acting like it or not. And so I even feel, I kind of feel that presence even now as I'm talking about it, and it makes my eyes a little watery. If I get a little emotional, it's because that presence intensifies. When you intentionalize your conscious awareness through whatever your practice is. I mean, you could be fishing, you could be walking down, but when you're in that awareness of good, that awareness of love, that awareness of peace, it changes things. Most importantly, it changes you and how you see things, how you see people. Woo! Yeah.
Yes. There's just a couple of, not just, but I mean, there are a couple of things I just want to say here, because I think these are the separate things, just to separate out from what you're saying.
Sure.
When you say intentionalize with time, do you mean to actually like set your clock and say, this is it every day at this time, this is when I am being conscious of and aware that this is my practice? Knowing that prayer, as you say, prayer is in every moment. It's in our being. It's our every thought and feeling and, our attitude. And yet setting this time, is that what you're saying?
That's exactly what I'm saying, Laura. Okay. I'm saying in addition to our knowingness, our daily awareness, but setting a physical time, setting a clock. I set my clock. My clock is set for a certain specific time. And that time, what I love about it, it's very sacred and intimate, because I know that this time is set aside in this particular place. It's set aside for me to be still and to be consciously aware at that moment and at that time. It's uninterrupted. You're not interrupted by anything in life or anyone. You don't have to stop. You don't have to pause, but you know that this time is there. And I think it's just like it, when it comes to putting money in the bank. Like you get paid every week or bi-weekly or monthly, and that money's coming in, and you could spend that money, but I know, I'm getting another check or whatever. But when you put it in the bank, when you walk to the bank or you go to your computer and you put it in and you see what's happening in the account, it gives you another sense of appreciation for your resources. So the prayer practice is a resource, and when we when we intentionalize through setting aside a physical time, I believe that it raises our awareness of our spiritual resources.
I'm just feeling so inspired here, because I really admire your authenticity that you have said. Being a pastor and a minister for the length of time that you've been, and yet it's the last 3 months that you have decided to do this or been inspired to do this. And I think that gives permission for each of us to not judge our practice and how it has been, and to say we can refresh it. It doesn't matter who we are, what we're doing, the level of qualification we have, or, it's not about that, is it? It's about saying, I'm ready to refresh right now and look at this.
I'm ready to refresh. Yes. And I'll say this. So growing up, I grew up as a Pentecostal, and growing up in the Pentecostal tradition, just like in many other forms of spirituality, spiritual paths that have a lot of sacred practices, one of the practices growing up as a Pentecostal that I was taught was prayer. And growing up as a Pentecostal, that practice was very important. It was very reverent, and it was always at a particular place. It was at church at the building at a particular time. And so as I begin to expand and grow in my conscious awareness of God, and as I begin to expand, I got away from rituals for the sake of rituals for a time. And I began to appreciate the understanding of divine oneness and being, and which is wonderful. But I just began to notice, and I hope I'm not being redundant, over time, I began to notice that while I had a head knowledge of that oneness, the experience kind of began to decrease because I was so distracted. I was so distracted by things and activity. And being an artist, I mean, you can see I'm talking with my hands, my voice raises. I'm an artist, so I'm always expressive. And artistic people are zany. We're busy. We're all over the place. You know, I'm an artist, and every sense I do graphic art too. I do all sorts of art. I love fashion, cooking, tasting. So I'm an artist in every aspect. And so our attention gets taken everywhere. And it's hard to stay on task when you're so artistic. You know, we see the beauty in all the world, and we want to be a part of it. And so I just got to a point where I said, whoa, wait a minute. I need to, as you said, I need to reset. I need to refocus, and I need to manage my experience. And what helped me to become a better manager of my life, a master of my life, was instituting a set time where I could sit down. And in my prayer, and let me say this, Laura, sometimes, you know, I'll sit, I begin the first 15 minutes, I begin with meditation, quiet meditation and reflection and contemplation. And then I move into affirming. I have affirmations. I affirm my day. I affirm what I want to be, do, and have. I affirm for others. But then sometimes I'll sit down and I'll just kind of look around the room, and then a song will come, or I'll write down specific treatments that will come about what I'm dealing with, because I know the kind of person that I am. I know when I'm being too selfish. I know when I'm being too needy. I know selfishness and neediness come from holding on to or remembering or residue in the subconscious, residue of a belief in loneliness, residue of a belief in feeling neglected, residue of a belief in lack. And so what I'll have to do, what I do, I'll write down, I'll go during that time and I'll write down those things, and I'll write affirmations to treat myself, to treat my thinking in those times. So and so I'm loving that, because it becomes that set aside time becomes just a wonderful time of healing and resetting and true self-work, if you will. Yeah. I know I said a lot.
Wow. You haven't said enough. No, I mean, I'm just really loving it, because it feels like there is so much going on, and there is so much distraction, and it's not only the distraction of the things that we love, yes, all of the artistic, the beauty, the fashion. I love it that you said that, because that is all a part of it, and yet there is the seeming challenges as well that we're distracted. Yes. There's all that as well, and absolutely, that can take us to a completely other place in our mind, where we lose faith, or we come away from our awareness of our connection. And what I love about what you're saying, because many guests have come on the Cosmic Prayer, and I've asked them this question, and they say, yes, prayer is my beingness. Prayer is my every thought that I have, and I love it, because what you're saying here is, let's get practical. Yes, it is our beingness. Yes, it is our everyday thought and word. And yet we can be, if you want to call it, well, I'm not going to call it selfish. Others may think it is, but it's our time to say, yes, this is my time, and I'm going to close away from what else, step over the tenemos and just kind of step into the light that I know.
Absolutely.
And whether it's half an hour or an hour, it doesn't matter what the length of time is, does it? It's the intention.
Exactly. And also, and I love how what you just said is taking us in a direction. And so I will add that with how the world is currently being defined, the world, society as we know it, is using words like pandemic, using words like COVID, and those sorts of things. And we respect and we honor everyone in how they are responding, how they need to respond based on what is for them. That also has caused me to intensify in order to always be aware of divine truth in the midst of all this definition, all of these words, all of this news. There's so much that's being put before us to identify with. And so that was another reason that I decided that I needed to be more intentional so that I could remain clear and be free enough to be loving, so I could be free enough to omit a aura of healing, an aura of wholeness, and without words, not being preachy, not condemning, not telling people, no, not that at all, but to be an instrument. And so you use the word connection. Absolutely. I believe a conscious intentional prayer practice, it increases your sensitivity to your divine connection, your connection to love, your connection to health, your connection to wholeness, your connection to happiness. It increases the awareness of that so that when we are at work, we're at the supermarket, and people are being people, and people are expressing the anxieties, that we're able to be instruments of peace, instruments of light, instruments of love, instruments of understanding and comfort in the midst of all that's going on. Yeah.
Yes. Wow.
Yeah.
Would you honor us here with a song?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, I feel that there's a song coming through here. Yes. So for the viewers, if you're viewing now, you are on New Thought Media Network. We're here live. And if you're watching it on the rerun, we're here forever. And this is Reverend Adrian Moore, who is an incredible pastor and minister of his own ministry, Total Impact Church, to share his message in word and in song. Thank you, Reverend Adrian.
You're welcome. Oh, Most High, I want to say there's no one higher than you. No one higher than you, oh Most High. Oh Most High, I want to say there's no one higher than you. No one higher than you. No one higher than you. Oh, Most High, I want to say there's no one greater than you. No one greater than you, oh, Most High. Oh, Most High, I want to say there's no one greater than you. No one greater than you. There's a greater presence living in you. There's a greater presence living in me. There's a greater presence that's available for you, available for me. Available for you, available for me. Available. Love is available. Peace is available. Joy is available. Oh, yes, it is, yeah. Love is available. Joy is available. Oh, Most High, I want to say there's no one higher than you. No one higher than you.
I muted purposely so that
There we are.
Thank you. What an incredible message. Oh, Most High, there's no one greater than you. And this love is available. That's what prayer is bringing us to, isn't it? The knowledge love is available.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. Because when we're in that place, our whole world is shines through as a different world.
Yes.
That we're living.
Yes.
So
absolutely.
I have I'm just wondering before we there's a question that came up from that for me is that you know, for the viewers here that are watching, you know, for those that may not be used to praying or spiritual mind treatment or whatever we, you know, define as prayer, is it possible for you to kind of just give a guided outline in a very simplistic way for that person of, well, this is how I do it in my time, in the time that is sacred to me. This is how I pray.
Absolutely.
For that person.
Yes. And so, again, from the understanding that prayer is the practice of affirming in your thoughts, affirming in your words, and affirming in how you feel, what you believe about yourself. And so a great place to start first is understanding that God, love, peace, joy is with you, in you, and you are one with it. So knowing that good God is one with you, God is not outside of you, God is with you. And so a great place, a simple place to start is to just think about how you want to experience life. Think about the goodness that you want to experience. And you can just simply say, even if you don't want to say God, you could say, God is good to me. And if you just said that and focused on that and mean that in that moment, that's prayer. Or if you thought it, or you could just say, life is good to me. You could begin your day and it sets your day. Life is good to me. Or whatever it is that you believe that you're in need of, whatever you are in need of knowing more about yourself. I am loved. I am divinely loved. When you don't feel loved, you can just say, I am loved. When it appears that there's lack in your life, you can just say, everything that I need is here and available for me. Everything that I need. And really, that encompasses everything, all of supply, because what comes under supply is what you need emotionally, what you need physically, whatever you feel that you need at the moment. You can begin your prayer by affirming everything that I need is available here for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that is so simple, isn't it? I
Yeah,
mean,
it's
I
simple.
don't mean to diminish what you're saying.
No, I don't think that.
It's not easy though, is it? When
Right,
things are going on in our lives and
right,
whether it's a health challenge or
right.
financial or someone else's health even, and we're like,
Mm-hmm,
to say those words,
mm-hmm.
everything I need is available right now.
Right.
Sometimes we need to say it before we believe it, and the
Mm-hmm.
saying of it then
I love that.
encourages us to believe it. We need to
Yes,
kind of set it in motion, don't we, by saying it,
yes.
even if we don't believe it,
Right,
because
right.
then we can start seeing the good and
Mm-hmm.
realizing in the little
Absolutely.
things, in the little everyday, well, they're not little, but in the everyday things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
Yes.
just
Yeah.
the water coming out of the tap. It's like,
Mm-hmm,
oh,
mm-hmm.
wow, that is amazing.
Right.
I've got water.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank
Yes.
you. Thank you. I really appreciate that, because, and I know the viewers will, because there are people that are watching from all different, levels, if you like, or understandings of what prayer is. And
Mm-hmm.
Prince is here, my mantra, Prince Fleet.
Yeah.
Welcome, Prince. Yes.
Yes.
God
Yes. Yes.
always supplies. There's his mantra.
Yes.
And we've
Yes.
had
Yes.
some beautiful messages up here from Wayne, and Kevia is your partner in your ministry and your wife, or your
Absolutely. Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
fantastic.
Yes.
Oh, there's Wayne. We breathe light. We all breathe light. And
Yeah.
Kevia is so together you bring the total impact church.
Yes.
To the
Yes.
world.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Beautiful.
Yeah. 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 Kevia, and she is a very, very effective and passionate instrument of prayer. She very much so. Very much so. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Oh,
Absolutely.
you need to both come back on the Cosmic Prayer together.
Oh, we'd love to.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Oh, really? And I'm not just saying that, Laura. I mean
no,
that.
neither am I.
Yeah.
So share with us your some amazing, unexpected, of course, or spontaneous demonstrations. You were talking about that before we came on the broadcast, like demonstrations that because of your devotion to practicing this. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Well, this is one that I will share. Probably back in 2008, I've been in as far as my music career goes. I've been a corporate entertainer and an independent recording artist for several years. And at that time, things had kind of slowed down, and I desired to expand more in my corporate entertainment career. And I was a little frustrated, I was feeling like I wasn't getting much done. And so I had just finished reading Creative Mind by Dr. Ernest Holmes. And after I read that, I decided, and I literally, Laura, I remember where I was. I remember the building I was in. I remember the room where I started visualizing. I started affirming and visualizing after I read that book. And I just decided to say, I said, listen, I am a world-class entertainer. I entertain around the world. This was 2008, probably 2.5 years later. And I don't want to go too fast, but I began to do that every week. There were no calls coming in, nothing was happening, but I began to do that every week. And I felt it and I believed it. About 2 years later, without going into all the details, I was offered a contract to go overseas for 3 months as a corporate entertainer to do a residency. And in that during that residency, I performed before kings and ambassadors and delegates from around the world. It was amazing. And I still have those contacts. I recorded albums there. and just begin to travel, and it just begin to increase from there. So that's probably the biggest demonstration out of that experience. But I will never forget that. That was back in 2008. I remember where I was. I can see the room where I sat, where I knelt. I see the room. I see the space. I remember it, and because I was fully present, because that was what I wanted. And what that let me know was that the good that I wanted me. The good that I saw for myself saw me. That's what it affirmed. And so ever since then, I've had that experience, and that is what has helped me. Anytime that I feel myself getting a little off track or getting overwhelmed by material things in life, I come back to that. And I remember, I come back to that place. I come back to that awareness. So that's probably one of the biggest demonstrations. There are many others I could share, but that was the biggest one. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And what I really love about you sharing this right now is that Prince is on. Here he is. Prince is on here.
Hey,
and I
Prince.
know Prince is amazing because he is a global entertainer.
Yes,
and
he is. Yes,
he was telling me a few weeks ago, we were having a conversation. He was saying, I just keep affirming I'm a world-class entertainer. And that's what he does. And
he said that.
He said that, and he's here right now watching.
Oh my goodness.
And he's putting it up in the chat. And
oh my goodness.
And I know that for him that is happening because he has these amazing offers that are just coming to him.
Yes.
Obviously, no coincidence because he's a reverend as well, and he's using the.
Awesome.
There we go. That's one of my affirmations. So
incredible.
It works, doesn't it? When we make a decision to actually work it. When we make that decision.
Yes. And I love that you said that, because this Sunday, one of the ministers of our spiritual community, Total Impact Church, Jonathan Wilson, who lives in Portland, Oregon, we have a section of the service where we call the motivation highlight. And that is exactly what he shared this Sunday. He said that you have to make a decision. Even not making a decision is making a decision.
Yes.
The power of making your decision. So thank you for sharing that, affirming that. Yes. Confirming.
Yeah. Which is what you did ultimately when you said, I am a world-class global entertainer, and I know it. It's an inner, it's when you get to that point of, actually, I know it, and I'm not going to mess around with this anymore. I'm going to actually really honor it.
Yeah. I love that. Yes. Yeah. I'm going to honor it. I love that, Laura. I'm adding that to my arsenal. No, I love that. I'm going to honor, because deep down, we know what we really want to do in life. We really know. And when we really get to that, and that's what I did, when you get to what makes you tick, and you get with that and you commune with that, you know that, and it will become clear then. And so you honor that, honor what you really know, the good that you really know about yourself, and something will begin to materialize in your life when you honor what you really know. Woo, that's powerful, Laura. I love honor. So that took me into a whole another dimension. The word, I love words, and when I'm always listening for words, because a wise man once told me, what you say is who you are, and if you're saying anything other than who you are, you're not saying anything. So yes, honor that part of yourself. Yes, I love that. I'm using that.
We're not taught to do that, are we? We're not empowered to do that as children. Growing up, we're not always told that that's what we're taught. To put others first and to not think about ourselves, and And I think that prayer, for me personally, allows me that opportunity to know myself more, so that I can really get to that place of knowing this is the divine working through me, and how can I not honor that?
Right. Yes. Absolutely powerful. That really, I'm still at honor that was powerful. That was powerful. Oh my goodness. Woo. Yeah.
So I'm really excited. There are more coming up here in the stream. I think Kevia has posted again, and Prince posting. up here, and it's just so beautiful to be here with Reverend Adrian
Yes.
right now on the Cosmic Prayer, shining his light. And I want to ask you if we could, but because usually the guests here, we share a prayer at the end, and I wonder if we could do that, and then you would kind of take us out with another one of your amazing songs.
Absolutely.
Complete
Absolutely.
the Cosmic Prayer with today.
Absolutely.
How does that feel? So we could say a spiritual mind treatment maybe together, and then you continue by choosing something from your heart. Thank you, Prince, for being here. Do you have any questions, Prince? Maybe there's a question there before we I don't know. I'm just kind of being open to Prince saying there might be a question for you. If you have a question, Prince, for Reverend Adrian, please share it now, or it might be there when we've completed a prayer.
Okay.
Is there something particular in your heart right now that you would like to make the purpose of this prayer?
An awareness of our oneness with all good. An awareness, a consciousness of our oneness with good. Yeah.
Okay, so would you like which way round would you like to do it? I can either begin just go into the unification and then you kind of go.
Sure, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
I'll open and then pass it on to you, because I know that you have an amazing message here. So if you're viewing right now and it's okay for you to close your eyes, then you're welcome to. If not, that's fine too. You can keep your eyes open and allow these words to just resonate with your heart and your mind. Because I know that being here right now is an honor for all of us to be centered here, knowing that God is here, knowing the presence of love is here right now. Always, wherever we are, whatever we're doing, that God is this infinite creator, the idea of everything that is right here, right now.
Yes.
And this knowing that I know is what unifies me to knowing that this is me too. This God is coming through me, as me, and that this is love, that this is joy, this is peace and harmony. And as I open up in my awareness of this, I know and feel this to a greater degree, because I know that this is me, this is Reverend Adrian, this is everyone at New Thought Media Network, the viewers here, if you're watching right now, or if you're watching this later or listening on a podcast. Reverend Robert Brzezinski, Senior Minister here for New Thought Media Network. Diego, who's really doing an incredible task of love here, producing this show. And I know that love is present and that this is in every corner of consciousness, everywhere, because this is who we are. And so I know also that there is this awareness of oneness with goodness that is right here and now. Knowing this, I'm going to pass this over to Reverend Adrian.
Right here and now, I recognize joy and bliss, the joy and the bliss of knowing and feeling that I'm in the right place at the right time. We are here together and we are experiencing the beauty of joy and the beauty of divine bliss. The very spirit of the consciousness of God is the source of all supply, and it always satisfies every good desire. Right here now, we recognize that God is our source. There can never be another. We recognize that God is our protector, our safety, and our cover. We recognize that God is infinite supply. We haven't a single need. We recognize that God is ever-present spirit, abiding in you and abiding in me, right here and now, in the name and in the nature of the Christ. And so it is, and so it is, and so it is.
And so it is. Thank you. Thank you so much. Beautiful, Reverend Adrian.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Let's hear from you. Lighting up Wayne's soul. Beautiful.
Joy, peace, love for you and for me. Joy, peace, love for you and for me. Joy, peace, love for you and for me. Joy, peace, love. There's so much joy in my heart. I'm so excited I could jump to the stars. There's so much peace in my soul. It stays with me wherever I go. Blessings from above. There's enough for everyone that I love. Life abundantly. Now and forever throughout eternity. Joy, peace, love for you and for me. Joy, peace, love.
Oh, thank you. What a beautiful way to complete the cosmic prayer today. Joy, peace, and love, Reverend Adrian Moore. Thank you so much for being here, for sharing and inspiring me and everyone that's watching and that will watch.
And just allow me to say, I just want to say too, the way I found out about the cosmic prayer was going through my feed, and I saw the New Thought Media Network, and I saw the show. And after watching, I was just elated that there was a New Thought outlet online on Facebook. Oh, yeah. And when I saw the show, I was just impressed. I initiated. I inboxed Laura and said, Laura, I would love to be on the show. What do I have to do to be a part of the show? And so I was confident enough to do that and initiate that because of that affirmation of how I saw myself. You know, and that's why it's important to get started, because once you start the prayer practice of believing in the good of yourself, it will give you the courage and the confidence to make a step. So I took a step and I reached out, and Laura didn't know me she didn't know me. And so she opened herself up, was flexible, I guess, looked at some of my stuff and allowed me to come on. So that's how I got here today.
Oh. Yeah,
so
we know how you got here today.
I see what you did right there.
All in divine order.
I see what you did right there. I love it.
Yeah, and that's so true, isn't it? It's when we believe and we honor, and then it's Ernest Holmes, you know, treat and move your feet, and we have
treat and move your feet. I love
courage to actually take that step.
Yes, that's right.
And I'm just so grateful that you did reach out.
Yeah,
thank you.
Yeah.
So all of your details, I think, have been flashing on the banners, Diego.
Yes, I've been seeing that. Yes.
Find you on Facebook, definitely.
Yes.
With
Yes.
Total Light, the Total Impact Church.
Yes.
That's on Facebook, and you're on Facebook, Reverend Adrian Moore on Facebook. And there we go, the website for anyone that wants to join you. There's the Zoom link for your Sunday celebration service, so people can just click that and join easily. I think we'll be there.
Awesome. And also, if you want to, my new album, Soulful Affirmation, my latest album, Soulful Affirmations, is available on. It's available on stream. Oh, there it is. Yes.
Perfect. So people can click on that and purchase it, and
absolutely,
and use your songs as prayers, because that's what.
Absolutely. That's the whole idea. Yeah.
Perfect. And you have a silent impact prayer call on Sundays as well.
Yes.
So
that's an anonymous. When you call in, you enter into the soft music playing, and it's an anonymous prayer gathering. It begins with mindful breathing. One of the members of our church, we call her Ma La Vesta. She leads us in mindful breathing for about 3 to 5 minutes, and then we move into silent contemplation and reflection. And so you don't have to announce yourself; you just come on, and you're just in the experience. And I close it out with a unity prayer.
That's amazing. I'm going to be beginning that as of next week here on the Cosmic Prayer. We're extending this this show into a private Zoom room for people that want to come in. Yeah, we're going to be I'm going to be doing that. That's how this is evolving. So
I love it. It. One mind. Yeah.
And Prince was just popping up there saying, please, would you like him on Facebook? I'm sure he'll find you. Prince Fleet Easton. Oh, wonderful. You're so appreciated here. Reverend Adrian, thank you. Thank you for being so present. And sharing. And for the viewers, if you're here still, or if you're watching this on catch up on YouTube or on New Thought Media Network website, or on Facebook, New Thought Media Facebook page, or as a podcast, if you're listening, then be inspired by the words from Reverend Adrian, because these are words that can really help you, assist you in transforming your life with your prayer practice, your daily prayer practice. So if this has moved you in any way, touched your heart, then you're welcome to leave your love offering here. The link is here below, newthoughtmedia.org. You can donate, and you know that this is part of the beautiful process of circulation, because as we give, we know that we're being opened up to receiving more for our lives, in whatever way that shows up. And so you are invited to demonstrate that for yourselves right now, and by giving to New Thought Media Network, who is an amazing ministry doing incredible things every single day of the week. Here there are programs like this offering you the deeper possibility for transforming your life with the programs and the broadcasts that come out through here. As of next week, the Cosmic Prayer will be extended. Hi, Jonathan. Peace and blessings to you. The Cosmic Prayer will be extended. There will be a private Zoom link that you can join and come in with your prayer or your asked prayer, and we will be praying on that together. So that's really exciting. That will be happening directly after the show at 6 p.m. UK time. And thank you all for joining us and being so present here with this amazing Cosmic Prayer. And I just want to say peace and love and blessings to all of you. And we'll be back next week. And stay tuned in on New Thought Media Network, because there's more to come. Definitely.
Thank you for listening to Cosmic Prayer, your weekly shift with Laura Topper on the New Thought Media Network. If you've enjoyed this programming, please tell a friend and join us again next week for Cosmic Prayer, your weekly shift with Laura Topper.
New Thought Media Network is on the rise. We're looking to grow with you. Do you have technical media experience? Or perhaps a desire to learn? Are you willing to volunteer your precious time and attention? We share this message to benefit all. If you possess a computer with a camera and a microphone, we will share our knowledge with you. Behind the scenes or being the star, let us bless our one. Contact us at info@ntmedia.org.
Faith, love, openness, willingness.